Hi again, everyone. It's Mark here. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're at about 62,000 now across our 4 LinkedIn groups. So thank you to everybody who's joining and posting those. This is the fun bit for me. This is where I get to meet our new members, and I'm delighted that Nick Hill has joined me from Seattle today. Nick, thank you for being one of our new full members, and thank you for sparing the time today.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's a pleasure to meet you, and really looking forward to our conversation. And I look forward to meeting the other members in the network. So thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So we'll do 3 things. I'd like to give you an opportunity to tell us about the work that you're doing. Fascinated to hear more about Fanseed, which sounds like a very, very worthy and project with great potential. So thanks for that. Then we'll do your arts and culture hot top 10, and then we'll play the this and that game, which is I should point out to our viewers and listeners that Nick has had no warning of that whatever, so it really is going to be off the cuff. But thanks. So tell me a little bit about your background, Nick. That would be great, so that our viewers can create some context for what you're currently working on.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I'm based in Seattle. Grew up in the United States, California. And after college, I joined the military. So I was an intelligence officer in the Marine Corps for a number of years. And professionally, I've done essentially what I did in the military in the private sector. So life safety and security is my domain expertise. I've been doing that for a while. But I realized that my soul's mission wasn't to stop bad things from happening. It was to make good things possible. So, of course, I went and got an MBA, and because I wanted to build products and solutions that really empower and serve people. And so for the last couple of years, I've been in product management, building new products to help people, still in the security space. But for the past year, I've been working on a new platform called Fanseed. So I'm an aspiring founder. I'm excited to launch Fanseed here soon, and I'm really hoping that this is a platform that empowers creators, artists, and artisans to really go after their dream. So I'm excited to share more about that. But the reason that I started Fanseed was in part because of my military background. Something about the military is that everybody is the same, and the idea is to be effective in combat. You have to strip down the individual, and everybody functions as one culture and one team. And so individuality isn't as valued. And when I got out of the military, I feel I've been on a journey to take back my identity and know who I am as an individual and what is my creative expression. And I want to see other veterans and other people who maybe are looking to make a career change, or they've always wanted to go full-time with your creative expression, but weren't sure how to do it and make money. And so how do I empower myself and others to take that leap and take that bold action? And the other piece from the military is a sense of belonging. And I think there's real opportunity to create greater sense of belonging and community online, centered around our individuality. And how do we celebrate our creative expression together in a way that feels intimate and authentic online? So that's also part of the mission of Fanseed.
It sounds great, and it's extremely complementary to what we're doing in the Arts and Culture Network. My gig is really just to provide opportunities for new connections. That's the conversations then follow, and opportunities for collaboration follow after that. We've had some wonderful success stories. People have been hired on our networking events. It's great. What I find really appealing is this the service that you're providing to give people a little bit more reassurance and a little bit more confidence about making that leap of faith. And we've got lots of stories from our network of people who've done that, and they're now at different stages of that. In fact, one of the videos on our blog is of 3 of our members who one person was planning to make the leap, one person had made the leap 6 months ago, and another had made the leap 16 years ago. And they were able to share their experiences, and everybody benefited from that. It was great. So I think that's great. So it's fanseed.io, I believe.
Yes.
Excellent.
And And so, yeah, a little bit about Fanseed. We hope it's to be, that one-stop platform for creators to engage with their truest fans, and for fans to support your creative journey as an artist or an artisan. So what we do is we create exclusive and authenticated online communities. Fans can connect with you, gain unique insights into your creative process, and access some exclusive benefits that you provide to that exclusive community. And in turn, fans can on platform donate directly to artists, or they can participate in community owned funds that support the projects that you want them to care about and fund. And so the big principles for us is creating that authentic community online. I mentioned the truest fans, and many of people in the network are online on these social media platforms, but it's really difficult to know who a follower is online. Who are the backers on a crowdfunding, platform or campaign? Is that your truest fan, or is that a troll or an AI or a bot? So how do you connect with your truest fan in a way that's authenticated and belongs exclusively to the creator and those fans? And then in turn, how can that community monetize that relationship and create value together that belongs exclusively to the community, and not having to go through third-party entities that determine whether creative expression is worthy of being sold or worthy of being monetized.
Yeah, that sounds great, because I think we talked earlier about the conventional approach to our sector not being fit for purpose any longer, in terms of those third parties deciding what has value. That's not it shouldn't be like that. It's
right.
It's an artist and the consumers of that art, whether that's music, poetry, literature, architecture, right across the whole spectrum of the arts and culture world. It should be a closer relationship, and if the internet has done anything, it's made it possible for us to have those connections made more easily. I gather
Absolutely.
It used to be said that there are only 6 levels of separation in the world, that you're no more than 6 people away from everybody. I believe that's now 5 as a result of the internet. So
exactly.
Yeah, which is great. Excuse me. Thank you so much. That's been good to hear that, Nick. Thank you. And there'll be links dotted around wherever this video appears. So thank you for giving us that insight. So tell me, and for the benefit of our other members, what does a champagne referral look like? What does a champagne introduction look like for Nick Hill?
Yeah, I think for me, it's finding creators in our network, those who have worked in creative spaces that are really inspired by the Fanseed mission and would like to work with me to sponsor Fanseed. I will be the first to admit that I don't come from the creative space. This is a new space for me. I'm a lover of the arts, but professionally, this isn't the space that I've worked in. So I come with an open heart and an open mind. I want to build a solution that really works for creators. And I also need creators to come alongside me and speak with me, so that I can make the biggest impact possible. So as you take a look at Fanseed, if folks in our network see the mission, see the demo, feel that this is worthy of their time, I love to connect with them and work with them to not only promote this, but make it the best product possible right out the gate.
Great. I'm sure there'll be people who'd be fascinated to learn more. So we're here to help. That's what I do. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nick. That's great. But before I let you go, we're going to have some fun. I should point out that you've had very little warning of this. So I'm going to run through your arts and culture hot top 10. There is a get out clause. If one of the questions presents you with a challenge, you can throw it straight back at me and I have to answer it.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll do the this all that game. Right. So, do you have a favorite building? And if so, why?
Okay, a bit of a cop out. Can it be a structure?
Yes, it
Uh,
can be a structure.
I love the Golden Gate Bridge. I grew up just outside the Bay Area, and my favorite sports team is the San Francisco Giants, the baseball team. And you got to cross the Golden Gate Bridge and go into the city. And I love the fog. I just love how the bridge, paints itself in the landscape. It's really beautiful to see every time. It never gets old.
Right. That's a good choice. And what about a favorite book?
Favorite book would be Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck. And the reason for that is because when I read it in school, it had such a huge impact on me. I didn't realize how fortunate I was as a kid growing up in California in a middle class family. I had it easy, and I think it was my first eye-opening introduction to human struggle and also human endeavor, and that there was hope, but then there was also pain. And that's the kind of stories that really appeal to me. And I love his writing, and that book still resonates with me today.
Brilliant. I love that. Now, this one, this will be an interesting one. So, do you have a favorite dancer or dance group or dance style?
Swing dancing is something that I was introduced to in college. I took a social dancing class, and then on weekends I would go swing dancing for a number of years. So that's always been something I really enjoy. I haven't done it in a long time, certainly with COVID. Get back to the dance halls, but yeah, it's a really fun dance style that I've done before.
So, for the benefit of those who are not familiar with it, how does that differ from ballroom dancing or other forms of dancing?
Oh, well, it's kind of a form of ballroom dancing, and that it's done in a large group. Um, but it's like kind of big band jazz style versus kind of classical background music, and much more freestyle than a ballroom dance. So it
Okay.
still has a certain set of steps, but um, a little more freestyle with individual partner versus a group.
Nice. I'll have a look on YouTube for some good examples. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this one is sometimes quite challenging. I want you to assume that you have been exiled from the United States for some unknown misdemeanor. But you can choose where you're going to live
Oh, nice.
based on that country's culture. Where are you going?
Okay, so um, I've traveled abroad for a bit. I did a year in Afghanistan, but that's not where I'd go. Not right now. And so if it was just me, I would I would live in Lebanon. I loved it there. It's a beautiful place. It's a scary place. You've probably gotten a vibe from me now. I love the juxtaposition of struggle and beauty, and Lebanon has it all. You can swim in the ocean in the morning, and by lunch you can ski in the mountains, and there's tons of culture. And I studied Arabic in college, and so I feel at home in places like that. But with my family, it would be Ireland. I recently
Mm,
visited last fall, and I love it there. And the weather is very similar to the Pacific Northwest here in the
mm,
U.S. So yeah, I think all that being said, Ireland would be my exile country of choice.
love that. I think there are still more. I think there are more Irish people of Irish descent in Chicago than there are in Ireland. I think
Yes,
that's
that.
it's great. It's wonderful. Yeah, Lebanon. My friend's parents had their honeymoon in Beirut before all of the trouble, and they did exactly that. They were swimming in the morning and skiing after lunch. It's
Mhm.
incredible. I programmed an arts festival in Tel Aviv for 2 years running back in the 2000s. And when I arrived, I was picked up by my host, and they said, "We're going out to dinner if that's okay." And I said, "Sure." And we went to an Iraqi restaurant in Tel Aviv.
Oh, wonderful.
I know, and I thought, "Are you sure?" Because of all the, it was.
Sure.
I loved it. It was an amazing place as well. So excellent. Okay, so there's a surprise. You see, these always produce surprises and anecdotes. And so I've just given you an anecdote, and you've just surprised me with Lebanon. Brilliant. Okay, so what about a favorite sport as a participant or a spectator?
Yeah, I love American football. I know that's a bit of a stereotype, but I love watching it, and I played it in school. So yeah, American football for me. And
Okay. Have you seen?
yeah,
Have you watched Quarterback on Netflix?
yeah, it's a great show. I think I really drew a lot of parallels to entrepreneurship. And for creators, I think that there's some. I think anytime we watch a documentary about people or individuals, seeking to be the very best in their field, I think can be both inspiring, but also um, helpful to see the struggle. And I think they did a good job of showing both. So that's a good show.
Yeah, they did. I very much enjoyed it. Okay, and now this one's cruel. I'm going to limit you to one musical genre for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's okay. Jazz.
Easy?
Yeah,
No,
I love
no
jazz.
problem.
I love New Orleans, and um, I grew up listening to jazz. My dad loved jazz, so I'm okay with that.
When I was 9, my mum took me to Ronnie Scott's jazz club in Soho in London to
Oh
see Bud,
wow,
to see Buddy Rich and his band, and I got to meet him backstage, and he gave me some sticks, and he asked me to play a paradiddle on his knee, which I did,
wow.
and so I still have the sticks, which is great. So,
Is that is
um,
that was that what inspired you to be a musician?
yeah, although I ended
Wow.
up doing more classical than
Okay.
jazz, but yeah, it was just my drum teacher at the time said, "Why don't you try out for the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London?" I said, "Are you kidding? They only take on 3 people a year in percussion." Um, and they had over 150 applicants, and I was fortunate to be one of the ones that got the place. So that's when I really started taking it seriously. But I did get to play the triangle at Carnegie Hall at the top of my career. So
Oh, but congratulations. That's amazing.
yeah, and
Amazing story.
not many people know that the triangle player in an orchestra gets paid more than the violinists. Uh,
Well, I mean, it comes in loud and clear when it's
it
hit, so
Yeah,
it's
you
got it
can't
to
miss
be
it.
perfect.
And there's only one of them. So
That's right.
excellent. Okay, do you have a favorite visual artist?
I don't know about artists, but Dale Chihuly's Blown Glass in Seattle, I absolutely love. There's a really wonderful museum here in Seattle called Chihuly Glass Museum. It's at the base of the Space Needle. It's really incredible. I love how he brings vision for expressing our natural environment through glass and mixing colors. And so I had the opportunity to take my 4-month-old to that museum with my grandparents the other week, and he's just in awe at all the bright colors. And that was also my experience as an adult when I first
Mhm.
went in that museum. So kudos to Chihuly for creating that experience for me and for others.
That's great. Love that. Now, do you have a favorite play or musical?
Probably Les Miserables. It's very popular, but that was the first Broadway play that I had seen in school. And again, well, I didn't realize that I had a theme coming into this, but now it's pretty clear. But just the that juxtaposition with struggle and pain, but also love and hope, and just thinking about the historical context of the French Revolution. And when I was in the Middle East, it was during the Arab Spring, and there's so much optimism and hope with revolution, but it doesn't usually turn out the way that people had hoped. And so just bringing it back to the stories of individuals and their courage and bravery is something that I think is really enjoyable and rewarding to see, whether it's on screen or on the stage.
Great. I was very fortunate that opened at the Royal Shakespeare Company in the Barbican Centre in London while I was at college next door. So I saw it in the sort of early to mid 80s, before it transferred to the West End, and it was even longer then than it is now. I think the first half was about an hour and 3/4, which is not terribly comfortable if you come straight from the pub. But excellent, that's great. And what about what about a favorite film, Nick?
My favorite film is The Longest Day, starring John Wayne. I love that film so much. I'm not sure many would agree with me. It's just kind of a classic war film. It's about D-Day. It's filmed in black and white. And what they do in that film that's really fun for me, as being from the military and love history, they tell the story of D-Day, but from the perspective of all the countries involved. So you see the Germans' perspective, you see the US, the British, and the Italians, and the French, and they do it in their native languages with subtitles.
Ooh.
So it really, for me, it's just really cool to see something that I've heard so much about. D-Day. It's a known event that we learn about in school, but seeing it on film, but from different perspectives and different cultures. I'm not sure it's the most well done, but as a kid, when I first saw that, it was so exciting, and I still really enjoy watching it.
That's great. I've made a note. I always go and watch what my members suggest. So
let me know what you think.
I will.
It's also a very long film. There's a joke. It's also the longest film. I think it's well over 3 hours.
Oh wow!
So,
well, I'll do my best. And finally, for this round, apart from me, who was the last person to make you laugh?
My son, for sure. I mentioned he's 4 months, and he makes me laugh every time I see him.
Brilliant.
So,
I love that. Thank you so much, Nick. That's great. The feedback I get is that this is a lovely way to get to know someone before you reach out and connect. So that was great. Now, this is faster paced. This is not a conversation. It's a one-word answer fast round. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give you options, and you've got to choose one or the other. So okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Radio or TV?
TV.
Car or motorcycle?
Car.
Comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Concert hall or sports stadium?
Sports stadium.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Test the water or dive in at the deep end?
I'm a test the water person, if I'm honest.
I did see that kind of coming, that one. Bits or no bits in your orange juice?
Help me, what's a bits?
The pulp in orange juice.
Oh, the pulp. No pulp.
No pulp. A library or a museum?
Library.
Beethoven or Mozart?
Beethoven.
Shower or bath?
Shower.
Be embarrassed or be afraid?
Oh, I'd rather be afraid.
Cooking or being cooked for?
Being cooked for.
Fiction or non-fiction?
I want to say non-fiction, but there's nothing better than diving into a fiction book that you can't put down. There is nothing better. So fiction.
Okay. Patterned or plain?
What was the first one?
Patterned or plain?
Play.
Shopping online or shopping in store?
Online.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Start immediately or wait until the last minute?
What's shorter than a minute? That's me.
I think it's called JIT, just in time, isn't it?
Yes, yes. It's
Science
very
or
efficient.
science or history?
History.
New York or LA?
I'm visiting, so New York.
Circle or square?
Circle.
Early morning or late at night?
Early morning.
Messy or tidy desk?
Tidy.
Smartest person in the world or richest person in the world?
Richest.
See the future or change the past?
See the future.
Plan it or wing it?
Planet.
Zombie or vampire?
Vampire.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Numbers or words?
Words.
Rare or well done?
Embarrassingly, I always get it more well done, but I'm trying to be more of a rare person.
Basketball or baseball?
Baseball.
Football or hockey?
Football, either way.
Okay. Mild or spicy?
Mild.
Opera or chamber music?
Opera.
Whiskey or rum?
Whiskey.
Stripes or spots?
Stripes.
This sounds a little bit alcoholic. This is getting vodka or gin?
Gin. Oh, for sure.
Oh, I can't stand gin. Oh,
What? That
I
doesn't
know.
seem compute.
I know.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
It's something. Actually, it's probably the tonic I don't like.
Have you had the last word?
No. No.
It's chartreuse and gin with lime. It's fantastic.
Last word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rum fan. So, bowl of strawberries, melted chocolate, Appleton's 12-year-old. Can't beat it.
Nice.
And finally, then, gold or silver?
Gold.
Great. Nick, thank you so much. I hope you found that fun.
That was great.
It was great.
Thanks,
It's
Mark.
such an eye-opener for the guys. So thank you very much. So thank you very much for doing this. Thank you for being one of our full members. I'm very much looking forward to getting this published and promoted for you. As I said, we've had a flurry of membership recently, so it might be a few weeks before that.
Oh, that's okay.
But I'm going to stop the recording now, so don't go away. But there'll be links wherever this appears, so you can go and find Nick and connect with him. And I would urge you to connect with him and find out more about Fanseed. And he's doing some fantastic work. So thank you for your contribution to our sector, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Look forward to talking with you all.